Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Racing Addicts, episode 34.
Woohoo! 35, but 35. Go 12.
I had just asked him, could not remember. So big time Martinsville. Well, first off, Alex, you want to introduce yourself?
Ding, 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 ding. Number one Ryan Blaney fan. Well, maybe. I've got competition tonight.
Yeah, come on.
I am Alex, one of the Racing Addicts hosts.
Who's directly across from me. And then to my left is a friend of the program. What's up, Kevin?
What's going on, guys?
Do we say
Glad
your
to be
last
back.
name? Do we say your last name?
I don't know.
Hi, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm just the guy that shows up with a deep voice.
Yeah. I remember when I first...
I feel inadequate now. I think Ryan Blaney's going to win the championship.
This might sound kind of nerdy, but me and Kevin met online.
That's true.
So I didn't know him from
FarmersOnly.com?
No.
How'd you know?
What was?
Because I was there too.
Wreckfest.
Wreckfest.
Oh,
right.
yes.
The Wreckfest days. So this was during COVID.
Wait, you didn't know him before that?
No.
Oh, I swear I thought you did.
No. So I just knew his voice. So in my head, he was this really big Samoan dude. So you picture people's heads, and he's something like The Rock.
And then he met me, and he was very disappointed.
Oh, wow.
Just like the women in my life.
You're like, wow, he's fat just like me.
He drives a Ford Focus.
It's true.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's not the only car I drive.
That's true.
He has a Ford Focus and a Shelby.
Yeah. I got to make up for my small Peter with the Focus, you know?
Yeah, that's
true.
So welcome to the Racing Addicts podcast. We are in the A to B Media Studios here.
We are.
The home of the bias. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of home, Alex picked the homer pick for the week and won with Ryan Blaney.
The next 2 weeks are going to be a Ryan Blaney celebratory episode. Just warning everyone.
Just warning, yeah.
Hopefully.
If not, we'll tune in Sunday night for this week's episode of Alex and his toaster.
I know. Had it out last week after Homestead. Might need it after Phoenix
have
next.
the bubble bath ready, right?
Oh, I was ready to jump in after that Homestead race.
So there's a study out where you can actually survive a little bit of 120. So we decided to take a microwave transformer out and hook it up to his tub. So now it's 27,000 volts instead of 120. So
if he loses the championship, I'm gonna need it.
He's gonna need it.
Hey, just throwing this out there. Really digging this DLG electric hat.
Nice hat.
And, I wear it with pride. Just throwing this out there. If you need any electric work done, DLG, that's the way to go.
See, look at this.
I'd gladly wear an A to B Media hat, but
hey, Kevin, are you thirsty for a nice Yeti knockoff? There you go.
See, I can be bribed. I can definitely be bribed.
There you go.
Hey.
There we go. Yeah.
Twice the branding.
We're supposed to be drinking out of these, I think. But the problem is if we do that, nobody washes them.
I mean, you're not wrong. You are not. I've met me. I've seen me do it.
Yes. So we drink out of this bottle of a label of which we will not show.
Yeah, that's apple juice, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it depends who wants to sponsor us. It could be Miller Lite, could be Bud Light.
Fair.
Could be Corona. It's whoever wants to write the check. That's what we're drinking.
Let's just hope it's not Jose Cuervo.
Oh, it's going to be a short or a long episode. I don't know which.
All right, so...
And I'll be laying on the floor.
YBB wins, that's right. Young Blaney.
Yee-hoo! Worth the edit.
He wins after complaining for about 45 minutes. Initial reaction, Alex, he was excited. Now he's going to have to figure out... Here's the biggest problem for Alex, is his wife watched him watch that race. And if he is not as excited times 5 when the baby comes out...
Oh, he's in trouble.
He's up the creek.
Yeah. It's done,
we got this.
You better start rehearsing, buddy. Yeah. She saw.
Well, here's the good thing. I don't cry, ever. So I just need a tear and that sells it. You know what I'm saying?
One tear.
Because I'm emotionally dead inside. So if I have emotions come to the surface...
It is hard to muster a tear. Believe me, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey... This is going to be a big moment.
Luckily, maybe it'll come on Sunday right after Ryan Blaney loses, and you'll be able to have tears.
Man, that's dirty. That's dirty.
Oh. Okay. Anybody but Joey. I'm just saying it now. I'm putting it on the record. Anybody but Joey.
Then his name will be effing Ryan Blaney.
Inspired by his radio transmission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he swears a lot. He swears more than me.
Hey,
I mean, that's saying something.
While we're home of the bias, I forgot to put this in the notes, but your boy,
Brad
he showed
Keselowski
up.
had a heck of a day.
My gosh.
Yeah, he was moving there.
I really thought he was going to win.
I mean,
really did.
It took Ryan Blaney, a dozen laps or better to finally get past him.
I think
and
it
that
took
was
half the damn race.
Yeah, I think he led 150 laps, something like that.
I thought that's what it was.
I didn't realize it was that much. Hot dang.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love seeing that for RFK racing.
Yeah,
that's
it's
good.
good.
yeah. It's hard to be mad about Brad doing well. Although this was the one time I did not want Brad to win because the 12 had to win.
I said, I don't know what's going to be better for the podcast if Ryan wrecks Brad to win or if Brad wins.
That's tough. That's tough.
Luckily, we didn't have to get into it.
I know, or I'd have to have the toaster out. So.
And also, Ryan got there without wrecking anybody.
Dude, that pass on Chase Elliott was clean.
Chase Elliott, I think the pass on Larson was clean. I mean, he moved
honestly,
him.
Larson gave it right back to him, and then Blaney just ran away from him. So I'm all for it. What's fair is fair, you know?
So Larson said in his post-race interview, what? Because I asked him if he was upset. Blaney, he's like, dude, he was very nice. He said, if anything, what I did back to him was way worse.
That's right.
And that's what you have to love about Kyle Larson. He's such a real racer that he gets it. And what I even like about Larson, if he runs you a little hard, he 100% expects it back.
Exactly.
He doesn't mind it.
No. And
unlike
that's why
unfortunately for everybody else, he can
Chandler
drive one
Smith.
tire.
Don't worry, it's in the notes.
I know.
It's in the notes.
I can't see the notes.
I know.
I'm over here in the.
Well, you're not the host. If I bring it up, you talk about it.
At least print off a copy for me. I mean, dang.
There you go. It's like I'm not the only one.
Second timestamp.
Sorry.
One land shark in.
It's all right. David swore out our live last week. So
I said a word, but we found out that we don't have to bleep that word anyway.
I guess not.
You should see the list of things that are rated PG-14.
Okay.
You know what's shocking is you have to go to R for it to actually get bad.
Yeah, I can say douchebag, and you can't do anything about it, Alex.
Oh, we've left that in so many times. We've said way worse.
Yeah.
That's great.
We left in troglodyte. Of course, of course, we learned last week what that actually meant, and apparently it just means a bum, basically. So,
So if we're going to rate the race, I think
that's so anticlimactic.
We're not going to go into it. We can't. We got to move on. Alex, rating the race. Obviously, you enjoyed it. For me personally, I'll go first since I'm the host and I can pick. Excuse me. That was a little bit of land shark there.
They're not sponsoring the episode. That was undisclosed liquid.
Undisclosed liquid.
There's the show title, Undisclosed Liquid.
I don't know, Alex. I mean, I guess maybe I'm just waiting for Jordan to barge in the door saying, Alex, I'm having your baby. Rating the race, I would give it a solid.
I dropped some undisclosed liquid.
And just like that, we're off the rails.
Yes.
All right, I'll shut up now. You can have the floor.
Okay. As I rate the race, I tell you what, it had a lot of really good things. I thought it was really strange at the end when all the lap cars were passing the leaders because they had fresh tires.
Yeah.
That to me was huge. That shows.
Definitely.
I mean, we had
enough.
Did we even have any actual flat tires?
Allegedly the 23, although we'll get into that too.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Larson when he they were zoomed in on when he was coming up off pit road, and his tire, or no, it was Busch, Kyle Busch. Like you could see there was no air in that tire.
Oh my gosh!
They were running them low.
Oh yeah,
low.
No, I think as far as tire, that's as good as it gets. I don't know that Goodyear's going to get us any further down the road.
I don't think we need to fight with it. It's not that broken.
Just throwing this out there, the entire race, you could go and look at the right side of the car and you could see the rubber building up on the body panels. Yeah. That to me was phenomenal, seeing the tire actually wear out and the drivers be back in the driver's seat.
And just to prove that worn out tires is the best thing that happened in NASCAR, who did it take out in qualifying? Dennis Hamlin.
Amen, brother.
If that would have been a crappy tire that didn't fall apart, he would have qualified well. He could have won the race.
It's true. Actually, what's odd with the tire wear, I thought he was going to be the one to beat, and they just didn't. Yeah. They just didn't show up. So
he got two. He only got right sides there at the end.
Oh, that's right. Did you rate it? I'm sorry.
I think I wrote it. Well, I did not.
Okay.
But as far as Martinsville race, best next gen Martinsville race,
1,000%.
The last one I think I rated a 3. And the one before that was even lower.
It probably. The one we were at was like a negative 50.
Oh, it's just miserable.
I mean, except for the hail melon.
Except for Ross Chastain, saved the show.
Did see that happen. That was cool.
That was amazing to see.
I'd probably give it a 7. I can
get down with that.
It was not as easy to pass as I'd like it to be. A little bit more car would have made it better, but there was a lot of passing and tire wear and strategy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it checks all the boxes.
I agree. What'd you think, Kevin?
I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, the fact that, again, they put the driver back in the driver's seat, rather than it being, a fuel mileage race or, the tires not breaking down and having all those blown tires like they had for years when they first launched this next gen car. I think that race was phenomenal. I agree. I'm definitely at a 7. I think that's been the best Martinsville race since, again, the hail melon, and that was the only thing that saved that race.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Honestly, I might even go higher. It's not where I want short track racing to be, but it's the first positive step I've seen since 2021.
Alex, there's no sliding field goal post. What you turn into a liberal?
No, I'm going 8. I think I'm giving it an 8.
An 8?
I'm giving it an 8. Now, with the bias hat on, 10, obviously. Blaney won the race and is going to the championship 4. But if I take the bias hat off, I think I'm still at an 8.
Yeah. See, if they could do that with, like the 1.5 mile tracks where the tires would wear out and they would, actually be able to race, I think they would actually be onto something,
It feels like a step. I will say what we saw yesterday, I think if we can eliminate a gear, because we're still shifting, which drives me absolutely bananas, eliminate a gear and give it 150 more horsepower, I think we're probably there.
Yes.
Like, for the first time in the next gen era at a short track, it feels attainable. Mm-hmm. So that was where I was encouraged.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick note. What is one thing that Joe Gibbs and Alex Bites will have in common?
We're both not going to Phoenix next week?
They both have Toyotas not going to Phoenix next week.
Love it. Love everything about it.
By the way, speaking of, Alex, you bought a Toyota today.
Hey, it's my wife's car, and she really liked the RAV4, so we got a RAV4.
Okay, it's all right.
Don't worry.
My wife has an Edge.
Yeah, that's
a Ford.
Yeah.
You have Fords, I have Fords. Alex had Fords, and now he has a Toyota.
So the vehicles that have my name on the title are both Fords. I have the Flex and the F-250. And she really liked the RAV4, so we got the RAV4. Ooh. Hey, it could be worse. It could be like a Subaru.
Are you going to wait until
Jeep
your child is 6 to pick its gender?
Just throwing this out there. Speaking as an Edge owner, I like the Edge, and it's every bit as big as the RAV4.
That honestly was the second car on the table.
It was
either RAV4 or Edge.
I got the titanium Edge.
Ooh, nice. You got all the bells and whistles.
It's got every bell, every whistle.
You got those air-conditioned seats?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Oh, we test drove one with the sunroof that goes front to back.
The panoramic.
Oh, and the heated and cooled seats. And
that's what Katie has.
Oh.
Did it have the oversized tires?
No, I don't think so.
That's the best.
Oh, yeah.
What are they? What size are they? 20s, 21s?
Mine are 19s.
Or 19s.
Factory comes 18, and then there's an option to go to the 19s.
Yeah, ours have the 19s too.
Yes.
It makes a big difference.
Oh, it does. Definitely.
Select.
I mean, it drove so nice. It was really nice.
But instead you bought a Toyota.
There's a few things she just liked a little better. And,
honestly, I can't really say too much bad about Toyota. All the Toyotas you see have like 600,000 miles on them.
I mean, and that was kind of the thought behind it. Yeah, they just run.
I can't make fun of them for running bad because my sister, who can't drive to save her life, had a Toyota for 600,000 miles or something like that. And she did not have a undented panel.
I mean, I've seen the car because I was with you when we towed it. So I do agree.
We towed it back from Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I can confirm. You are 100% factual in that statement.
Forgot about that.
Well, and to echo what you're saying, David, now when the kid turns 16, they can have that as their first vehicle.
You got to save the other one. Save the... what other kind of Japanese crap do you have?
That thing is going to Johnny's hopefully this week.
You're giving it to him.
Whatever he wants to offer me in cash, I'm leaving the title in the driver's seat with the keys, and he can throw cash in the shop, and it's his.
Oh, is that Hyundai or whatever?
Hyundai, yeah, that was
Hyundai.
So going into this process, I was really like, "Hey, it's your car. I want you to get whatever you want, but please, no Hyundai, no Kia, no Subaru, no Volkswagen, no Jeep."
And if it was a Volvo,
if it was a real Jeep, I'd be okay.
No, dude, those things cost you an arm and a leg to maintain.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, they don't.
Come on.
I got one. No, I put 400 miles a year on it.
Okay.
But I used to put a lot on it. And it only thing I've ever had to do to it was brakes and tires.
Just wait till you have to do suspension work.
Brakes and actually I did do suspension.
Take out a new mortgage.
I got a buddy.
I'm telling you, it's
Shout
salty.
out Marysville Motors Car.
Does he own Marysville Motors?
All right, so back to the list of things we rated the race. Controversy at the end. Did NASCAR make the right call by not disqualifying, but removing
Maybe.
spots from
I don't know.
Christopher Bell? Did he do the O'Bellin?
I feel. Good name. The O'Bellin.
The Hale Bellin?
The hell.
The Hale Bellin.
It's something. Well, there's a lot to unpack here because we had
the Bell went Bell went melon.
The Bell. He was not saved by the Bell.
He was not safe. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a reach. It was a good TV show.
Reach,
yeah. But there's a lot because you have the Chevy blockade,
which 100% happened.
Yep.
There's no
and Toyota telling Bubba to let Bell pass.
Up top. Bell's two back.
And then you have the not necessary half Hail Melon. Like if Christopher would have just driven, Bubba was going like 46 miles an hour at that point.
He already passed him.
Yeah. Like just drive the corner. I don't get it.
Even if he would have lifted rather than gassing the car up, he would have been able to turn off the corner. There would have been no problem. But the fact that he gassed it up, that was keeping him planted on the wall. I think he's guilty. I like NASCAR's decision.
I agree.
I'm 100%. And I'm really curious. So NASCAR released a statement today that they are looking into the Chevy Toyota thing. And I think they're going to drop the hammer here. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago that Stuart Haas Racing intentionally, the 41 car at the Roval, slowed down to let Briscoe in.
Yeah.
And it was like $100,000 from the crew chief, $100,000 from whoever was driving the car at the time, Cole Custer, like $100,000 from, and then it was like 100 owners' points. Like and I think that's coming for
they
3
removed
cars.
Byron but Byron didn't do anything wrong.
Well,
it was the other cars that did.
And that's why Bianchi made a great point. And he said, in this situation, the only person that did nothing wrong was William Byron. Yeah. And I didn't even think of it that way until Bianchi said it, but he's dead on.
Yeah, he did nothing wrong.
Because it was until Bell did the Hail Melon, he would have been just as innocent. Yep. Because before that, it was the teams or the OEMs, honestly, that were guilty. Yeah. So
agreed.
I don't know. So here's a wild thought I had.
Tell me it, Alex.
Should they have disqualified the 24 and the 20 for OEM antics and put the 5 in?
No, I think...
Or is that way too far?
I think that's too much, yeah.
Okay.
I would prefer it. I'd love to have Kyle Larson in.
I think that's where it roots from in my heart, just because I feel like Kyle Larson should be in the Final Four. But I had that thought yesterday. But I thought maybe I was a little crazy.
Well, I mean...
Consider the source.
Pregnancy brain.
I was high on the wind, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Brad's tweet at the playoff integrity. What was it, Alex? You told me, but I didn't remember.
It was this should put the final nail in the coffin for a playoff. I mean, he was very adamant.
I mean, he was stuck behind that Chevy blockade for quite some time.
And I think that's what set him off, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he had a fast car. Like, he could have done something.
Well, he was almost past them on the outside.
Yeah.
3 wide.
And with the 3 and the 1 running half throttle.
Yeah. So, I mean...
I get it. I totally get it. And I don't know. I do hope... I thought about this because I don't think it's the format. I think it's the box that the next gen car has put these teams in is where you're seeing more of this bull crap, because the Xfinity and trucks run on the same format and we don't see it. So I know everyone's anti-playoffs, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I'm not willing to jump off that bridge yet.
I think one of the differences is the number of teams that you have in the Xfinity series and the truck series versus the Cup series. That's more of a monopoly. You know, you have these teams
that's
where
true. You are right.
People are following team orders, you know, even though, you know, it's Joe Gibbs, but 2311 is kind of indirectly in line with Joe Gibbs. And I think that's why we're not seeing it in the lower series, because there are more teams to kind of vet this stuff out, you know?
And that you do bring up a really good point. That is a really good point. So I don't know. Maybe it is. But, like, I mean, do you bail on the playoff format? Like, has it run its...
I like it.
I kind of do, too.
For bailing anything, it's got to be Phoenix.
Well, 100%.
Yeah,
I will
agree
buy
with that.
tickets to Homestead next year if they move it.
That is
Or the year
definitely
they move
happening. Yeah. Which the rumors are still kicking. So
You know where Brad won his championship? Homestead.
as it should be. As long as he gets drunk on the front stretch again on TV.
hear about horror.
I'll never
Forward, dodge.
I'll never forget that clip when he was on Wind Tunnel with Dave Despain because it was like almost 90 minutes after the race.
Yeah,
so Brad was he was not feeling any pain. And he's like, "How you doing?" And Brad goes, "I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Dave?"
How you doing, Dave? Yeah, that was. Well, it's funny because he said he didn't drink before the Miller Lite sponsor.
I could believe that. I could see that.
Hot dog. Listen, so I'm at my mom's today doing work, and I go up in the attic because I'm looking for
You're eating sauerkraut.
So I had sauerkraut too. So I go up in the attic because you and Lee talking about these trains got me wondering where ours is. So I get one out of my mom's attic. I find a box of my stuff from when I was a child, and it had a Rusty Wallace flag on it. I pick up the Rusty Wallace flag, and under it is a Nintendo.
No way.
A Nintendo, 2 controllers, power supply, 15 games.
Hot.
N64
Dang.
or
No,
like Super Nintendo?
No,
No,
like
no,
the
no.
NES.
Nintendo.
Like the original,
shoot.
the OG. Oh, heck yeah.
Actually, you go in the front.
Are you playing that?
I'm going to restore it first.
Okay.
It's been.
Please tell me you have duck hunt and you have shot the dog.
Let me rephrase. I know that I had Duck Hunt. I don't know that it's in this box.
Okay.
But I know I have Mario Party, Mario Kart, Super Mario. I got Toy Story.
They didn't have Mario Party back then. What are you talking
Not Mario
about?
Party, Mario Kart.
You said Mario Party.
Did I?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
That could have been a misspoken. They got all the things.
All the things. I'm jealous. I am very jealous.
Good day.
I still remember in the N64 days, the NASCAR 99 game where the crew chief or spotter, whatever it was, only had one thing they'd say over the radio. Yeah. So whether you like barrel rolling down the front stretch or you like rubbed against another car, it was always, "There goes a tire." So every time, like, there goes a tire. There goes a tire. And you're like, shut up.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Sorry, Nintendo. I went immediately there. And Pokemon Snap. Do you guys remember Pokemon Snap? Or was I the only nerd that was into that game?
No, I always had the Game Boy games, I'll be honest.
Okay. So did you do the Pokemon thing? Because wasn't that a big Game Boy thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I had
All right.
Pokemon cards growing up.
Yeah.
See, I never did the cards, but I had all the Game Boy games.
I
mean,
remember that
all
was
the Game Boy.
Oh, that
games.
was like the status of being elite in middle school.
I'd
That was a
buy
big deal.
multiple games just so I could trade with myself and get the ones that you couldn't get.
Oh, you didn't have any friends?
Well, my little sister had a Game Boy, so I'd steal her Game Boy and then trade back and forth. And yes, I did not have friends.
That's the only reason I'm into racing now.
Right?
Chase Elliott, I was pretty excited about him. I would find myself rooting for Chase Elliott the past couple weeks.
Do you feel dirty?
I don't feel dirty. I feel good. I feel good about it. I think all the reasons I hate Chase Elliott have gone away. Just like a lot of people used to hate Brad. Those feelings have gone away. Mm-hmm. Just like I still hate Austin Cindric, and maybe someday
Maybe.
he'll kill himself, and I won't have to deal with him anymore.
My gosh.
Oh, that's great.
The Racing Addicts podcast does not endorse suicide or any of its accompanying
Unless your
things.
name is Austin Dillon or Austin Cindric.
So
Or just
the clip-
Austin in general.
Who sent the clip today in our group chat from Ricky Craven? Was that Brian or was it Kenny? I forget who.
I did not watch it.
Okay. So it was actually a really good clip, and it was Ricky talking about the Addicts at the end of the race, but he was talking about Austin Dillon, and he pauses and goes, "Oh, I am really growing thin of Austin Dillon." And I lost it. I was like, Ricky Craven's my new favorite driver.
I'm really growing thin.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he like, I don't know, he mentioned it like 3 times. He's like, I'm really getting done with that Austin Dillon kid.
He speaks for the
Yeah, it's
nation.
like, all right, so Dale Jr., they've had plane crashes. Hendricks had plane crashes. Isn't it time for the Dillons to get in one?
Oh my gosh, I'm not supporting any of this.
All these good drivers are getting in these crashes.
Now, if we're talking about getting out of the Cup Series, I'm all in. He done,
He
bro.
is trash.
He done.
He is trash. I mean, both the Dillon brothers are trash.
No lie. If you put a picture of them beside Kamala, I can't tell the difference.
That's fair.
Trash. Larson is out of the championship four. How crazy is that? Bell is out of the championship four. How crazy is that? Who else is out? The 9-knuckle shuffle himself, Denny Hamlin. Once again.
Oh, what a shame.
Actually, he's still in the championship contention, but not as a driver, as a owner.
Yeah.
I want him to win so bad as an owner. If Tyler Reddick wins the championship before Denny, yes.
Oh,
that's what I'm pulling for. Tyler Reddick.
See, I like Reddick. I just can't stand his owner. I like Michael Jordan. Can't stand the other owner. Just not about it.
Here's a weird statement. Denny drives me nuts on the track, but off the track, I don't hate him.
Agreed.
Oh, I think it's just someone finally calling out NASCAR on the stupid is what I like. I think that's kind of it.
That part is.
Yeah.
That part is nice. See, if I didn't have headphones on,
you wouldn't have known.
I'd have been talking over here, looking at my phone.
But we did mention Bell. Can we talk about the choke that was yesterday out of the 20 team? They went into that race with, I believe, a 35-point advantage.
Well, did they have to finish just 13th or better? I mean, that's not high stakes for a professional team that has multiple wins.
And what's wild, that was after the first two stages. I think, I could be wrong on this math, but I think if he would have gotten stage points in the first two stages, he could have finished like anywhere 30th or up and gotten in.
Yeah, it was
like,
like they said. I think they said he just trying to coast around and get like 9th or 10th each stage, and he's good.
And like it was self-inflicted because the 20 spun himself to start this whole menagerie when he ran into Corey LaJoie, and then they screwed up on pit road, and then the 20's bouncing off every freaking car in stage two. My gosh, I thought it was Carson Hocevar in that 77 car.
Don't even talk about it. Listen, by the way, next season we're having a new sign that's going to say "Week since last Harsovation."
That's good.
I like it.
Who are we expecting to do worse, the NASCAR officiating team or Carson Hocevar? Because that's honestly...
That's tough.
That's
Let's just put it this way. Vegas has an over-under of how many cars he wrecks per race. It's at 3.5.
Yeah, over. Yeah, every week.
Every week.
He does great except for the whole turning thing. Yeah. You know, when he doesn't have to turn the car, he's great. Right.
Or braking.
It's not braking is the issue. He just uses the car in front of him.
So they're going too slow.
Yeah, exactly.
His brakes are brand new at the end of the race because he never used them.
Yeah. Dude, he's saving the team money. He is being cost efficient.
No brake dust.
He was the only clean car at the end of the race yesterday. Oh my gosh.
Oh God, I hate that guy. All right, so moving on to the Xfinity Series. Ariolo wins at Martinsville. I hate that guy. I don't know why. I'm done. Okay, Chandler Smith and Cole's beef. The hit, the slap.
Did you guys see the Xfinity race? I can't remember.
I watched it. Yeah.
Okay, good. I cannot stand Chandler Smith. I've said it on record before.
That was so long ago that it was like half a race ago that he wrecked him.
Which one?
When
he messed up Cole?
Pushed Chandler out of the way. It was like 60, 70 laps ago. What do we do?
I love it. I just
and
love
if
it.
You're going to throw a punch, don't throw a punch like a biatch.
Yeah, that was such a little girl slap. I'm not a misogynist. I'm just saying, like, it was just,
Yeah, I mean, it was very feminine.
Yeah, it was. I just wish they would have let
What did you write down for?
You said a B word. I had to...
No, I said biatch.
Is that allowed? I feel like I've censored that in the past.
That has an O in it. That is not the curse word.
Yeah,
all right.
Some beach.
Some beach somewhere.
Right down. Scratch that out. Scratch it out.
Talk amongst yourselves.
No, what I would have loved to have seen is Cole Custer, the bruiser that he is, grab a hold of him. You know, punch that Squire little. Just
somebody should have been up there giving Cole Custer 2 beers to.
Right?
Just go at it.
I mean, those
Can
officials,
I get a hell yeah?
Those officials were way too quick on the scene. Just saying.
That was like that was all of Cole Custer's team.
Cole getting
everybody
slapped.
Everybody that was still employed at SHR later.
That was their entire employee base, actually. Yeah,
that's fair.
I thought the best part was him getting slapped, and when he turns around, he's laughing and smiling.
Yeah,
that's
and
fair.
You're like, bro, that's bad.
Well, what are they gonna do? How do you find a guy who's leaving the series?
Yeah,
I'm paying that fine.
It's great. I'm so sick of Chandler Smith, and I cannot stand drivers that drive like complete buttholes and they get out and go, I just want to give the glory to God. No, God doesn't want it. You're on your own, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and I'm so weary of it. I can't stand Ty Gibbs. I can't stand Chandler Smith. And it's all the same bullcrap. Michael McDowell's turning into the same freaking thing.
Thank you. Been calling that for years.
My gosh, he's writing scriptures on his Twitter all the time, and then he goes out and wrecks half the freaking field. It's
Thou shalt not plow through thy neighbor's wife.
Thou shalt not be a douchebag. How about that?
I think I said that wrong.
Yeah,
you did, but I was trying to just cover it up. Yeah.
I mean, it's still that's one of the commandments.
I mean, it is actually. It's worded differently, but you're right. You're right.
But no, I mean, Chandler Smith took out Cole Custer multiple times throughout the season. I mean, what does he expect whenever it comes down to the nitty gritty and it's time to put up or shut up, you know?
Yeah.
I don't blame Cole Custer at all for what he did.
Nope.
I thought it was great.
I don't think it was necessarily a smart move going to the outside, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you're not going to make the championship, might as well make the guy who contributed to that not make the championship as well.
How about it? Hallelujah.
And Cole goes to defend his title next week, has a chance to at least, and we'll see.
And a couple more laps in the Xfinity race, and I think Sammy Smith might have had a chance.
Where the hell did that come from?
He was moving.
My gosh, the guy has run 18th all season, wins one Talladega race, and now he's the king of Martinsville. That was great.
Yeah,
and he didn't do anything dumb. Like
no.
Was Justin Allgaier driving his car? That's all I want to know. Was Dale Jr. driving the car? Are we for sure that Sammy Smith was behind the wheel of the 8 car?
Yes.
Wow,
confirmed. Speaking of random drivers, did you hear my plan for the 14 car for next week?
No, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it's a good
Tony
one.
Stewart's going to drive the 14 car instead of Chase Briscoe.
Love it.
And he's going to just run backwards. They can't do anything about it.
Love everything about it.
The irony is he'll still cause the same amount of wrecks that Chase Briscoe does.
Right?
Moving on to trucks. I do believe the guy I picked won. Eckes?
Yeah, and I dogged you for that pick.
You dogged me.
So, I mean, well done.
Sometimes Alex is an idiot. That's all I'm going to say.
Only sometimes.
Taylor Gray shipped his pants. Ben Rhodes shipped his pants.
Got shipped.
Tricon on Tricon violence. That sounds like it belongs in an LGBT commercial.
So,
in a world full of hate, we must stop Tricon on Tricon violence. What was that?
Wasn't that what they do in the commercial? Isn't that what they did?
That's exactly what it was because, you know, they don't have all the appendages.
Yeah, I guess you do.
Wait, you've seen that, the Stop Hate commercial where they do like the T at the end or whatever.
I've never made it to the end of one of those commercials.
Oh, that's fair. All right. You bring up a good point.
And they were doing the timeout symbol, not a fisting motion.
Yeah, I don't even
just saying.
I don't know. I mean,
Alex
some of them might have been. You know?
Transgender to the power. Tricolonation.
They said, Denny, how many figures do you like? And you went, all of them.
Wait, were you a Power Rangers kid? That would totally make sense why you did that motion then.
Yeah, let's go with that then. Power Rangers kid.
Did you
I like
guys
that.
know? All right, time out. I might not have all the facts on this.
Yeah, because we were totally on topic before that.
Yes, I know. So, did you know that all the Power Ranger movies, or all the Power Ranger shows,
I know what you're going to say,
are overdubbed?
Yeah. Well,
they're all in Chinese.
All the action sequences.
So all the action sequences are just Chinese people from the original version that they started in China or whatever Asian country it started. I think it was China.
It was either China or Japan.
One of them, yeah.
I guess when you're wearing a helmet, it's really easy, right?
Well, yeah, and that just fun fact going along with what you're saying. The original yellow Power Ranger, that's why her character didn't have a skirt because that was actually a dude in the original over in China or Japan.
Yep.
And that's why the Pink Ranger wore a skirt. The Yellow Ranger was a girl, Trini, and no skirt.
I mean, never mind. I'm not saying anything. We get in trouble.
Are you going back to that last fisting thing? I mean, come on.
I was going to say the Chinese, they all look like girls.
He said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
That's probably going to get edited if I had to guess.
Nah, I think it's great.
All right, perfect.
If they made it this far, we're safe.
Yeah, anyway, true. All right, looking forward to, we have a little bit of dirt track racing coming up. High Limits have released the 2025 schedule, which I did not look at. Did you?
I did. Most importantly, they're coming back to Port Royal for the Tusky 50 again, and they're coming back to Lernerville, like literally the week after.
All right, we're in.
Nice.
So we're definitely. I was talking to Jordan Goodling, and we may be going to both. So
shout out to Jordan. Just remember last week when I complained about the Ohio State fan at the Sheets?
During our live,
Jordan texted me and let me know that he knows Chris and that I told him F you. And then get this, I'm driving through town and I see Chris walking to the VFW.
And you swerved to hit him.
So I slowed down and he was all decked out. It was right after Ohio State won, all decked out in his gear. So I stopped my car in the middle of the road and said some nice things to him.
I was going to say, unfortunately, Chris was right.
Chris was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your daddy? Ohio State Buckeyes.
Penn State just
horrible. We didn't even talk about Penn State. They trash.
Sucked.
Franklin's trash.
They're good at choking. They are the Denny Hamlin of college football.
We have one more sprint car race here in PA for Babs Motor Speedway. It is going to be in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I guess you didn't take the time to find the date and put it on the schedule here.
Nope.
It's going to be soon.
It's going to be soon. It's
going to be far enough away that Kenny will be in a trailer about it's too cold to run these motors. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're saying.
We're going to blow a motor at $18,000.
Something to the effect of if it's not at least 60 degrees out, he's okay if they cancel or something.
Yeah,
something to that
he
effect.
goes off about it.
I mean, honestly, I'm great with anything under 6. I'm a wimp, dude. I've been in Florida too much. Like, I'm honestly getting there. It's gonna be freaking anything under 70 is cold. I'm just done.
All right, so coming up in the news and rumor section of the show, 23XI and Front Row Motorsports has their injunction hearing against NASCAR today.
I guess I should have used the word had because it's Monday evening and it was Monday day.
And some interesting takes. I'm assuming Alex looked up because I don't have any. Who won? I don't know what happened.
No. So I think by Friday is when we're supposed to know the answers. And
what's the question?
It was so what they're attempting to do. Obviously,
they want to keep their charter until the lawsuit's over.
Basically, they want to have basically their old charter while the other thing is going on. So they would not have the 2025 charter; they would have their 2024 charter. And some of their apparently one of the points they brought up today.
Well, do they have a time machine? How are they going to get that charter to 2025?
I mean, it's just a matter of saying yes. It's really not hard. But
wow.
Alex has all the answers.
Well, hopefully there's not a woman in charge of that because
oh my gosh,
we could be fighting an uphill battle.
Oh my gosh, I'm not saying a word.
I have a headache. No,
but apparently it was slow. I got it. All right. So apparently, one of the stances that 2311 said was if they are not granted a charter next year, they will not be able to afford their drivers and they'll lose sponsors to the point where they will not be able to compete. I don't know if this is melodramatic to kind of prove a point, but if it's true, I mean, it's pretty damning that a car that is competing for a championship this Sunday may not be running next season, which is kind of wild. So I don't know. The whole thing's very interesting. I've been following a bit at a time. So when they go into the courtroom, they are not allowed to have their phones. So all of the NASCAR journalists that were there couldn't do anything until, I don't think they got out until like 7:30 or something like that. So basically, right before we started podcasting, I was on Gluck's, just scrolling through Gluck's timeline, trying to get some idea of what happened.
I gotta clear out the beer bottles from my screen so I can see.
Such an alcoholic. Just go to Jeff Gluck's Twitter and you can pull stuff up. But just a lot of that. And apparently the overarching theme was that both sides were very vicious in court today. So it just, I don't know. I don't like it. And I hate that that they have to come to this. And I think NASCAR leadership sucks. And if NASCAR leadership didn't suck, we wouldn't be here. So it's just frustrating.
Oh, and again, I think that the monopoly of the charter system and how locked down it is, I think that deserves to be looked at, you know? I mean, when you go from back yesteryear, 20, 30 years ago in NASCAR, you know, you had tons of teams, and now you have maybe a dozen, not even, you know, that deserves to be looked at, because if you don't have money, obviously you don't have a chance to show up. But that's one thing that I love about like the Xfinity series and the truck series, because you get these small mom and pop teams that show up and, you know, prove that, hey, if you give us a chance, we can compete.
Well, and it's a good thought, especially when you look at like drivers' salaries are down from 10 years ago, which is a wild thought because there's no other professional sport where the salaries have gone down in the last 10 years. Like this is the only place where it's happened, especially when NASCAR is supposedly reporting record profits. And I think that is just the overarching thing of, we're the ones making your show. I mean, I'm sorry, like people don't go to a NASCAR race to see Steve Phelps. They go to see Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
So you have to reward your stars. And then again, I think this is going to be their biggest arguing point in the main lawsuit is this car. The whole purpose of this car was to save the team's money. We got to do this to save the team's money. And it's not happening at all.
Well, it's been a flop. I mean, it's actually cost the teams money with the amount of broken parts, the amount of races that they've been put out because of a tire failure, because of a rub, the rear sway bar link, right. Or trailing arm busting, I mean, look how many cars that put out initially, even just the fact that whenever you go for a slide and then you have blown tires and they're saying that, since we had to hook the wrecker up to you and tow you back to the pits, you're done for the day.
Well, it depends on the week.
But fair. But you see my point.
Oh, you're 100% right. 100%.
That's costing everybody, sponsors, teams, everybody.
Well, and what's hard is it's the biggest frustrating thing is it's like they're suing for a thing, but it's so much bigger than that. And I think if the sport had good leadership, we never get to this point.
Sure.
Because I think it ended up a financial issue, but I really do strongly believe the reason it ended up a financial issue is because that was the most likely success with a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. But I really do feel like this frustration stems even more. And I don't know, it's frustrating. And then you see some of the comments coming out of social media, or onto social media from NASCAR executives that are just mind boggling. Mike Ford, Denny Hamlin shared on his podcast that Mike Ford was challenged about how people were frustrated with the playoff system and how, et cetera, et cetera. And his response was, these aren't real people. They're not real people. They're bots. Everyone's really happy. And I'm like, dude, I got news for you. We're not bots.
No, I mean, we've been screaming about this car being garbage basically since its launch. I mean, we tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, and it's just been continual problems one after another. I mean, this year, they're finally getting a little bit better with the product that they're putting out there, but it's been how many years coming, and even now there's still glaring issues.
Well, and the thing that concerns me, we talked about it probably about a month ago, that one of the biggest things that Kevin Harvick warned about with this car, and again, they should hire Kevin Harvick because everything he predicted with this car is dead on, but he said the box is so tight that it's not going to take long at all for teams to figure it out, and then it's done. Your competitive days are over. And even like our intermediates, because for like the first 2 years, the big thing was intermediate. And I agreed. But even our intermediates this year, some of them have been a struggle. Like we were at the Charlotte race. You couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. You couldn't pass. You couldn't do anything.
It's like slot cars.
Yeah.
They as soon as they get side by side, there's no getting past. And then that's when you see them taking it 3 wide to dive bomb the corner. And then do they stick? Do they not stick? I mean, and there's a razor's edge, and you've heard multiple drivers talk about this, that there's no feel for when it's just going to snap loose and then you're out of control.
Right. No, so it's, I do think it's a bigger conversation for sure. So, but it's just frustrating, and I'm curious to see where it goes. So, hopefully I stalled enough for you, David, but
you did a good job, but
good.
I'm getting screwed here.
Okay. So, should we look at who we are all predicting to walk home with a big trophy next week on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Should we start with Friday? I feel like we should build it up a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I think looking at it, I tell you what, I hate everything. I don't know why nothing works.
I'll continue to stall. It is Grant Enfinger.
It's fine.
Kristen Eckes.
It's fine. I'm not upset. Nothing is working the way I want it to. It's fine. It's okay.
Listen, I've been married long enough to know that is not okay.
Nothing is working. Welcome to the liberal agenda.
Oh my gosh. Vote these clowns out tomorrow, please.
Vote them out. Oh my god! I had to reset my thing and no one didn't work.
Anyway, you want to give us the
drivers? So we have Grant Enfinger, Christian Eckes, Ty Majesty, and Corey Heim.
Ooh,
is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah. So if we're gonna pick one, and I were to pick one,
tough. Yeah,
it's the 11 of Corey Heim.
Yeah. He's been dominant all season.
He is good.
Tell you what, just to be different, you're probably right, but I just feel like I have to be different.
Ty Majeski.
That's what I was going to say. Root for the Ford.
I'm curious to see. I think Grant Enfinger, he's a dark horse. I like a dark horse.
He's consistent,
back to back, baby. Who knows?
He could do it. And that team, I mean, this was basically a new team at the beginning of the year. And throughout the season, they've been doing this. Got 2 wins back to back. Could be a Grant Enfinger championship. And he should have won. He was going to win last year before Corey Heim threw his little temper tantrum.
And again, Enfinger is consistent. He is been great for that team. And, you don't see him get rattled easily. He's like Iceman,
He's like actually a Christian, because if you look at like how he conducts himself, he's like what Christians should actually be doing on the racetrack.
He from Alabama? Didn't I hear that?
I mean, his draw is deep. It's gotta.
It reminds me of like Ward Burton. I know Ward Burton's not from Alabama, but just that Southern draw in NASCAR, it just fits.
Ward Burton, like, I know he's only from like North Carolina, but I think Virginia. I'm sorry. But he sounds like Louisiana because everything's just real.
So did you ever hear Jeff Burton and Ward Burton talk about why Ward has such a heavy accent and Jeff doesn't?
It's good. Yeah,
I love the fact that they say Ward grew up on the southern end of the house. That's hilarious.
That's a big house.
That's a big. Oh my goodness. That's a big house.
Yeah. Our host is having difficulty hosting.
Did you guys pick yet?
We did.
All right, perfect. Let's move on. Xfinity. Looking at Xfinity, we have Austin Hill, AJ Allmendinger, Cole Custer, Stone Cole Custer, and Justin Allgaier.
No Toyotas worth mentioning. 3 Chevys and a Ford.
3 Chevys and a Ford.
No Toyotas.
And I think I know who you're picking.
Well, I don't want to be a Ford homer, but I do like Cole Custer, and just because of the fireworks this week, I think that's going to light a fire under him.
Oh, he's got a fire on his mustache.
Oh yeah,
I like it.
Alex, you're going to pick?
I mean,
let me guess.
Alligator.
Everyone knows. I mean, I'm wearing. Everyone knows my next 2
the
picks.
Cornhusker hat.
Yeah. I do think it's going to be the 00 or the 7 for sure. I do not see. I love AJ Allmendinger. I don't see it happening. And Austin Hill already used up his one good race that's not on a super speedway this year. So I think he's probably out.
I'm also picking Cole Custer.
Yeah. But I think Justin Allgaier for sure. He's my guy. I think this is the year he gets it done. We'll see what happens.
Has he a champion before?
No.
Never been.
He's the Denny Hamlin of the Xfinity series. Wow. Except he's good.
That's harsh.
Yeah, he's good. But
kind of hurt.
Well, dude, he's been so close so many freaking times. Like last year, he was like 0.1 seconds behind Cole Custer. I mean, he was right there. Just Cole had a better restart, and that was the end of the race.
All right, so for the Cup Series, we're going to go ahead and say that Alex is picking Ryan Blaney, and that...
How'd you know? Did you look at my picks?
And that... and you're picking Ryan Blaney?
I mean, I hate to gang up on a driver like that. I like to spread out the picks, but I'll be honest. I think Reddick's going to be hard to beat.
I'm picking Reddick. That's who I'm picking.
Oh man,
can't take my guy.
Well, then I'm going to go with Blaney then.
Blaney. Yeah, I'm picking Reddick because I want him to win so that it hurts his owner to the score.
I'm honestly anyone but Joey. I just
don't want it to be Joey.
So if Joey Logano wins,
Kevin wants it to be Joey.
Dude, I just want it to be a Penske car. That's legit.
You have a 50% chance of being happy next Sunday.
Right? I love those statistics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. 50.
Yeah. I think if Joey wins, there is going to the city is going to melt down because it is going to expose the playoffs. It's going to be so bad. Like for NASCAR's well-being, Joey Logano cannot win next year.
No.
I don't want him to. And honestly, I know everyone brings their best stuff when they're in the championship 4. But like
Where's he
Joey's average running position all season is like 17th.
Oh, 17th. Okay, I wasn't off.
I mean, honestly, it could be 13th. I was just making up a number.
No,
but
I'm just saying, like, we're both in the same ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
He's run pretty much like garbage the entire season.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, honestly, so Bell was the biggest competitor to Blaney, I thought.
Yeah.
Until he got knocked out. So selfishly, like, I was kind of glad when I saw the 20 got knocked out because I think the 20 was probably going to win or be the toughest to beat. So I guess you just never know what Joey shows up. But the year that he won the championship in this car, they weren't bad. Like, they had a good overall season.
They were consistently at the front, yes.
Yeah. And this year, literally, his only wins are fuel mileage. Like, it's just not there. So I just don't. I don't see it happening.
Consistency's been out the window. I don't know if it's the Penske pit crews, or what. Because I mean, again, they really kind of shafted Ryan yesterday during the race. I mean, losing 4 spots at a critical point. But it's ridiculous that a driver that's been mediocre, I think that's safe to say, mediocre all season, is now fighting for a championship.
That's what
now I'm a Penske
hate.
fan.
And I will say too, and this is, again, it goes back to the car. That Las Vegas race, if you had a car that aero wasn't as big a deal and tires that wore, Joey does not win that race.
Agreed.
Because part of the reason that Bell was not able to get to him is Bell would get stuck behind a lap car and he'd lose all his downforce. And I just...
Well, and even if you catch a car, there's no guarantee you can pass it because with the side drafting, you're both just stuck.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know. I know we talk all the time about like the integrity of the playoffs versus the car and all that. I do think if the car did not suck so much, the integrity would not be as big of an issue.
I agree.
Yeah.
So moving back to the lawsuit, I did finally I had to get off the stupid computer and just go to my handheld because it's like 10 times quicker. But the judge praised both attorneys in their extraordinary and very excellent arguments and said he would have a written decision by Friday, which seems quick.
It does. I can't remember. Is there a part 2 tomorrow or was today it?
That's it. Both sides appeared pleased afterwards, though NASCAR did not comment. France turned around and winked at senior advisor Mike Helton in the row behind him.
Well, that's never a good sign.
It's weird.
Like that? Or like
we're gonna get it on later, Wink.
I know who is. Your boy.
Blaney? Good for him.
No, you.
I was deflecting.
I did not allow. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the Racing Addicts podcast. I do believe that's pretty much everything we have to cover. Thank you so much for coming in, Kevin.
Oh, thank you for the invite.
I love the
appreciate
hat.
being
It's
here.
very attractive.
Ooh, thank you.
That mug looks so good. Or that
knockoff
Yeti.
The mug is nice. The mug is nice. I'll have to
We
bring
call
it
it a petty.
No, I appreciate the invite.
Because I have my cup in front of me.
I appreciate the invite. I always enjoy being here with you guys, and
We enjoy you most of the time.
Sorry, I flaked out the last time. I kind of forgot.
Yeah, well, it was so funny because like I joked that you are like the most punctual person in the world. Like if you say you're going to be here at 6:30, like 6:29, I see your car pulling in.
Pretty much.
So when it was like 10 minutes after and you weren't here, I was like, he forgot.
At least it's nice to know. See, I could show up 45 minutes into the show just because I felt like it.
You know the irony. You've been early lately. I think every time. Like I'm kind of impressed because I've never really criticized you being early.
Wow.
Well, his wife does.
Oh,
actually, thank you very much.
Blue Chew's working great. Okay,
I don't take Blue Chew.
It's not what Jake told me.
All right. So thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. We are the Racing Addicts podcast. Across the street, we have Alex. We have Kevin. Thank you so much for sticking around. Mitch, I heard, is maybe on Toaster Watch. If the Bengals lose another game,
might want to get the toaster ready.
Oh man,
I think I was trying to look at his. Every week I get a text. We get a text from one Sunday that's like, NASCAR makes it so much easier just to watch football.
Yeah, it's Mitch has been checked out. I think the last couple of weeks at NASCAR.
Yeah. So we miss you, buddy. We'll see you back here soon.
That's because his driver got booted. I mean,
he's in a Ford now, buddy.
Yeah, we
is,
like
but
Fords.
he's still not doing nothing.
Wait till next year. Wait till next year, and you guys can wait and check us out on Thursday for the Thursday morning fix.
Well, we may or may not be here.
Alex doesn't have a. You're gonna have to show me how to go live here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go live by yourself because I may be in the hospital. We don't know.
Well, I can talk to myself.
It's just.
We know.
Can I sit in your chair?
I'll just give you the access to the YouTube. You can do it from your phone.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. You can do it from your truck while you're driving down the road.
Yeah, we could have call-ins.
I know. Hey, that'd be fun. I think everyone should call in.
Yeah.
So hopefully Thursday, we'll try to keep everyone posted, but that obviously is a bit TBD.
Yeah, so Baby Boy Beitzel
on the way.
Today is the due date.
Yeah, which is wild. We may have an election baby. We don't know.
JD Vance Beitzel.
I know. We're going to name him the Don. The Don Beitzel could be the greatest baby ever.
Greatest
baby. Don't let the Democrats fool you. It's going to be phenomenal. Fantastic.
What if they call it Kamala?
Gosh.
Well, let's tell you what. You know what? It would grow up
We would never do that to a child.
in a middle-class family. Hey, praise the Lord. Tomorrow's election day, which means these texts and emails should be slowing down. The ads should be stopping.
I can't do it anymore. I can't.
They do the ads all day tomorrow still, I think.
So I got called by the Republican committee literally like 10 times in a row today, and the 10th time I answered, and I went, "I'm voting for you. Leave me alone." And I slammed it down. You don't really slam phones anymore, but I did it just for principle.
Yes.
I was like,
so every other call I have on my phone is from Donald J. Trump.
oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I thought it was actually Donald calling me.
It wasn't. I picked it up.
Wow.
It was some Asian guy. Hello, you like to vote for Donald?
Maybe he was doing an accent. Have you seen bit? Like it could be a bit.
Did I show you the video of my? Did I send you the video from the Bluetooth speaker that Aubrey got awarded to her?
I don't think. I know you showed them riding in the cart yelling, "Donald Trump."
No,
Donald Trump.
So Aubrey got given this like cheap little Bluetooth speaker, and I know this is going to carry on the episode. Why not? Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like me making an Asian joke.
Oh no, it's not good.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Successfully. It's definitely from China.
Well, everything's made in China, so
Yeah.
that probably makes
They
sense.
started doing their own voiceovers.
That's why we're bringing tariffs to America.
Oh, you
we're
pick
bringing
up the
manufacturing
cotton.
back to America.
No, did you ever hear that Bobby Lee joke? It was like if there was an Asian Confederate, it'd be Robert E. Lee.
Oh, that's great.
He's like, "Oh, you need to pick up the cotton faster." Yes,
Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee. Oh boy! So hey, thanks
man.
for tuning in. We are, like I said, hopefully we'll be in Thursday. If not, you can check us out on all the social medias: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X Twitter,
And most importantly, YouTube.
YouTube.
The home of the Thursday live show.
The home of the Thursday
Yeah.
live show is originally on YouTube, and you can see all of our episodes from this season. And
Full length.
you can see our
video.
pretty faces. Our pretty faces.
Yeah.
And our not so pretty faces.
Well, yeah.
There
Sorry.
it is.
But his voice is so.
I love that it says
so
hot
sexy.
dog or hot right above his head. Hot.
That was from the.
Oh, that was from Martinsville weekend.
That was the Martinsville hot dog counter.
Yeah, it was.
We ate a lot of hot dogs this weekend.
That was a good weekend.
Oh.
I mean, it was like Gizzly.
Dude.
I had a lot of hot dogs, and it's weird.
And a lot of Busch Light.
And a lot of Busch Light.
That was a bad
still
weekend to
throws
share
me
a
off
camper.
when you look at you bite into it, the inside of that hot dog, it just looks like a pig's butthole.
Oh, you can't look.
Like it's
you
horrible.
can't look. Yeah, that's the trick.
Hey, did you ever get the camper aired out, by the way? Because, I mean, it was...
It took a while. It took a while.
Did you hear Lee Duffy complain about the hot dog being cold?
I'm just glad he ate one.
He said, "It's a chili wiener." I might have had too much to drink tonight.
I just want to
apologize.
hire Lee Diffie to narrate my life so I can hear all the words he mispronounces.
Alex Beitzel.
Harrisburg.
The baby's crowning. Her knees are in the stirrups.
And he's so excited too. Like everything would be narrated so big. Like
Kyle Larson!
I'll have the breakfast number 2.
Over easy!
Coffee, 2 creams.
And a pitch of tea. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. We're done wasting your time. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good one.
Go 12.
Toyota.